السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي واجعل لي وزيرا من أهلي هارون أخي اشدد به أزري ويشرك في أمري كي نسبحك كثيرا ونذكرك كثيرا إنك كنت بنا بصيرا. لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا علما وارنا الحق حقا وارزقنا اتباعه وارنا الباطل باطلا وارزقنا اجتنابه. ربنا ظلمنا أنفسنا وإن لم تغفر لنا وترحمنا لنكونن من الخاسرين. وصل اللهم على محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وأتباعه وسلم والحمد لله رب العالمين. آمين. Inshallah, we are ready to listen to Anne's summary of last week and introduction to today's discussion.
Inshallah. Okay. So last week we started the fourth remark of the 23rd word. And essentially what the fourth remark is doing is Nursi is telling us in the fourth remark that we need a paradigm shift in our lives. He doesn't use the term paradigm shift, but that's in fact what it is. And what he means is this. First of all, we need to recognize that there is great strength in our weakness and a great power in our impotence. When we recognize our impotence, according to Nursi, we can exceed our aims and desires far beyond what we could with our own power. So what we need to do is recognize that we don't have the power to reach our aims and desires, but it's through our impotence, our need, that we can exceed our aims and desires. So the paradigm shift is shifting from our own power to the power of our creator, recognizing the power of our creator. Nursi goes on to say that only he sometimes wrongly attributes to his own power the attainment of a wish that has been obtained for him through supplications offered by the tongue of his disposition. So what Nursi is saying here is that we also wrongly attribute to ourselves the attainment of a wish or aim that was given to us through our existential reality, not through our own power. For example, a baby crying, that's the baby's existential reality. It has to supplicate through crying, and the mother responds likewise to feeding the baby or responding to the baby, whatever those needs are, which is also an existential reality. So the tongue of our disposition is things that, and maybe Brother Ali can explain this better than I can, but as I understand it, the tongue of our disposition is essentially following the order that in the universe that was created by our creator. In other words, the order of the universe is the will, following the will of the creator and acknowledging that he is our owner, and asking permission for meeting our needs. Acknowledging the owner is absolutely essential in our life, our daily lives. not assuming anything for granted, acknowledging that we only receive our gifts through the mercy of our creator, not through our own egoistic um, power. So the reality actually is not what we are taught in the secular world, that we're always taught, oh, be self-confident. You can do it, willpower. When in fact, what we should be taught is self-impotence, how needy we are, rather than how self-confident we are. And then we got down in as far in the text as to say that I gained this, whatever it is, whatever it is I gained, to say that I gained it through my own knowledge and power demonstrates ingratitude and denies the Creator's mercy. And there's a section from the Quran, Surah 28, ayat 78, in which uh Quran, I think it's a man, I don't know, it doesn't really matter who he is, said, I have been given it on account of the knowledge I have. And we we don't want to be like that. We don't want to say, I have been given it on account of the knowledge I have. He is one of us. Quran is one of us. It's a particular example applying to a universal principle that we should never say, I have been given it on account of the knowledge I have. So we need to recognize this basic fundamental reality. And in that sense, Mercy is quite revolutionary. And that was what we talked about last week.
Thank you. We can expand this knowledge as an example used and presented to us in the Quran to my power, for example, my authority, the other things that we may claim, my work, my effort. We make whatever we can claim. This is just an example given in the Quran on a certain personality claimed that he gained all his properties, richness, through his knowledge. That is what the Quran says, you should not be like him. Now, I tried to understand even more about the tongue of disposition. Of course, you said the order of the universe and the way we are created and the qualities manifested in our creation, so that we have free will, we utilize them as tools to understand, to realize their sources. Where did I get these qualities? And also related these qualities to the qualities manifested in the creation. So I have to ask the same question: whose qualities are manifested in the universe? Whose qualities are manifested in me? And establish the connection between them. I am presenting my needs to the one who is demonstrating, showing his qualities to me, so that I am applying to this order of the creation in order to ask the creator to provide me with what I need. So this relationship needs an education. We do it through our very difficult to translate this tongue of his disposition. Last week we tried by their existential reality And also, I thought about it and look at some dictionaries. Silent speech of human existential reality. The existential reality, what we understand from existential reality is all the neediness for everything. I need to be created. I need to be given life. I need to be given all these senses that I have. I need to be given all these qualities. This is our existential reality. Of course, this existential reality expresses itself silently. I need this. Who is going to provide uh, me with these needs? So satisfy my existence. So I look at the universe. The one who created the universe is ready to satisfy me, to provide me with what I need, if only I ask him to give me. But there is a way of asking him to give me. What is that? By obeying the way he creates. By obeying the way he creates. The way he creates is his will. He willed it in this way. When I obey the way he creates, I am obeying his will. When I submit myself to his will and say that you want me to come to you and ask you to give me what I need only through this way, that is your choice, I obey you and I ask you through this way. So, for example, a farmer does the job, farming, by obeying the will of the creator. Of course, he has no contribution to the act of creation. That's what we have to understand. And today's subject is this. Karun said, no, I mean, a certain person. It means I may be in this position. So if I say I got it on my knowledge, that is what I obtained, that is not fitting to my reality. But I have to acknowledge that I presented my need as if I have written a petition and presented to the, if you want some help from, for example, Medicaid, the old people's problem, or any governmental or the authority, the aid that authority says, if you need it, come to me. What I have to do, I have to apply it as the authority says, apply it in this way. Present your papers or documents in this way. So I will give it to you. If I don't uh, apply the way he presents it to me, that how I should really present my need to the authority, authority wouldn't give me because I'm not obeying his way of asking me to come to him. So I have to obey. When I obey the way it is created, I am obeying the will of the creator. It says, okay, now you acknowledged me, then I will give it to you. But human beings uh, may take a wrong direction, saying that I gave the paper or the document, that is why I got it. And this is my work. No, you are given. You are given. You don't deserve it. You just presented your neediness. We said, I need this. Look, I am a poor man. My documents show that I am a poor man. I cannot help myself, so for some reasons, I cannot work. I am an old man's person. Whatever the reason, if it is appropriate to the rules, the order of the way the Creator creates, this is the order of His creation, and then He gives to me, which is His wisdom. According to His wisdom, He gives it to me, and I say, I asked and He gave me. My Creator gave me. That is what we are going to study today, inshallah. If you find a better expression for the tongue of disposition, I would appreciate it. But as we talked last week, the tongue of this disposition normally is not used in English at all. I checked the dictionary. There is no such expression as an equivalent to this word, original word, tongue of disposition. So if you find any better expression, at the end I said the silent speech of their existential reality. I think, but I don't know whether, does it make sense? Silent speech of their existential reality.
I don't think there's any better way to put it, actually.
Um, but if I say this, or if we use this expression, this,
Well, someone out of context, we just suddenly come up with, um, I'm going to follow the silent speech of my existential reality. People will probably, outside of this class, will look at you rather oddly, but in the context of the reading, it makes sense.
Let's think about it. If we can find silent speech of, well, I'm not sure. Okay, inshallah, we can start reading from here, as we left off last week.
Okay. Yes. In the same way, if like man says, I have been given it on account of the knowledge I have, that is, I gained this through my own knowledge and my own power in a way that demonstrates ingratitude and denies his creator's mercy and accuses his wisdom, he will, of course, deserve a punishing blow. This means that man's domination and human advances and the attainments of civilization, which are to be observed, have been made subject to him not through his attracting them or conquering them or through combat, but due to his weakness. He has been assisted because of his impotence. They have been bestowed upon him due to his indigence. He has been inspired by them due to his ignorance. They have been given to him due to his need. And the reason for his domination is not strength and the power of knowledge, but the compassion and clemency of the sustainer and divine mercy and wisdom. They have subjugated things to him. Yes, what clothes man who is defeated by vermin like eyeless scorpions and legless snakes in silk from tiny silkworm and feeds him honey from a poisonous insect, honeybee, is not his own power, but the subjugation of the sustainer and the bestowal of the most merciful, which are the fruits of his weakness.
I think the text is telling something, and we can generally grasp it, don't we? But
Yeah, because he says it in different ways. again and again.
Yeah. Oh, can you just
Oh,
summarize?
yeah. I mean, he didn't gain material goods in the universe because of his own power, but Nersi talks about his impotence, his indigence, his ignorance, his need. Um, all these things were subjugated to him from his clothes, uh, um, which miraculously can be made from a tiny silkworm, or the sweetness and beauty of honey, which comes from a poisonous insect. That's not from man's power. So he uses impotence, indigence, ignorance. All three of those words
Mm.
imply again and again how needy we are, how weak we are.
Especially this is nowadays, everything is clear to me. God's merciful treatment that He is providing us, whatever we need. But especially this nowadays problem, the attainment of civilization, which are called now technological productions. Now, are they also given to us by God's mercy directly? I understand I cannot really uh, force or get honey without the help of honeybee or employment of honeybee. I cannot get it. Whoever employs the honeybee, only then I can get the bee or the silkworm or animals' hair. Animals have the hair. We say, "Oh, that is good for them. This hair protects them from cold." But at the same time, we make a lot of things out of their hair and all the wood out of their wool. I'm sorry, wool. So the we can benefit from them. I cannot make wool by myself, even cotton. Can somebody create cotton? No, no. It comes out of when I first saw cotton. In the place when I was born, there was no cotton plant. So sometimes later, uh, Allah, God gave me the opportunity to see some places where cotton grows. I could never believe in my eyes because it was so strange. Out of water and soil, cotton is created. Nothing to do with it. Well, as if the fruit has something to do with it, but we are accustomed to it. This getting familiarity is very dangerous. I wasn't expected when I get the fruit or vegetable or animals, but I was expected because I was excited because just I saw it first time. Maybe if I grew there, I wouldn't even take notice of it. So it is human weakness. But let's come to these technological productions. He says here, now, the attainments of civilization. Here I'm reading. But after the attainments of civilization, which are to be observed, have been made subject to him, not through his attracting them or conquering them or through combat, but due to his weakness. He has been assisted because of his impotence. Now, we may think that all the engine, and if the engineers did not work, we wouldn't have it. We may think. Then engineers say, look, we are making it. So I really repeat this subject in this kind of discussions a lot because when the farmers work in the farm, we know that farmers are not the creators of the products. That is easy to see. Farmers are just obeying the way the things are created, so obeying the will of the creator of this universe. And we know that they are not making the produces. But when it comes to technological devices, it puzzles human mind. So we have to understand this clearly. There is no difference between the farmer and the engineers working in the lab. There is no difference. They are searching how they should grow a computer, like a farmer searches and learns how he should grow the wheat or the rice. There is no difference. But one of them thinks that he discovers from the order of the universe, the way the universe is created, and then he says, I am the one who is making the result. Because he is manufacturing it after finding out how the will of the creator allows him to ask for him to produce the production or whatever he wants, because it is already within the order of the universe. He is just discovering it and applying it like the farmer applies, puts the seed in it, waters it, and the result is created by the creator of the universe, because he cannot give existence to anything. He is just obeying, even while he's manufacturing the technological devices, he is obeying the order of the universe. So obeying the will of the creator. So we have to understand that these are all already the principles of whatever these technological devices are already existing within the order of the universe. They are not inventing, they are just discovering it by working, trying to understand how the order allows them to make certain things. This needs to be remembered anytime we are really using the technological devices. That is why we need to say and declare, this is whenever I am using any technological devices, human-made devices. I mean, human-made means we see apparently coming out of human actions, but they are not human creations. They are created because by the creator of the universe, because they obeyed the order of the universe. That is the response to them. So we have to say, this is when I am using my computer, I have to be conscious that this is my creator's gift to me. When I'm using the car, I have to remember This is my Creator's gift to me. That's why we should not misuse it. We should not misuse it because it is Creator's gift to me. But, for example, I may grow a poisonous tree. There are poisonous plants uh, created for some other reasons, but it is not to be used to harm other people. If I misuse it, it will be my responsibility because God created it for a purpose and I misuse it. It is exactly the same. If I use the technological devices to harm other people, to kill people unjustly, then it will be my responsibility. Not that why God allowed people to make mass destruction weapons. We cannot say this. After asking God in the way he says, follow this procedure, I will give it to you. And afterwards, I can misuse it or use it in the right way. For example, somebody may have some fruit and say that this is not created. This is just happened to be. I am lucky to have it. Okay, this is what he thinks now. What he did, he denied the purpose of its existence and misused it. Not acknowledge, didn't acknowledge its creator. In exactly the same way, if someone doesn't acknowledge the creator of the technological devices, they may well use these devices to harm other people, to kill people for just caprices, for just to satisfy their caprices. That is why a believer cannot misuse the technological devices because God created to me and gave me the freedom to use it for the purpose it is created for. But I can divert the direction, the purpose of the creation, misuse it. So we shouldn't blame God why he allows human beings to make all these mass destruction weapons. We should blame the people who are misusing them. So, inshallah, this is a kind of serious problem of our age. All right.
I'd like to make an observation related to that about the misuse of technology. More broadly, if you could scroll up a little bit to back up to civilization, that part about civilization. Can you scroll up a little bit? About how man has um, civilization has been subjugated not by him but by the order of the universe. Is that correct? Can you scroll up the text just a little bit where it says that?
No, no, I'm not very clear.
Oh,
What?
just
No,
can you just scroll up just a tiny bit?
now, well, let's talk in a way that I can understand. You meant civilization. It means the values of the culture that the people are grown in.
No, what I mean is, I don't know if I can make myself very clear. Um, so I'm thinking about how man has uh, created this civilization, not through his own power, but through the mercy of God. Am I right?
Ah, and,
But
uh,
and furthermore, um, you use an example of technological devices. I'm thinking and how they're misused. I'm thinking of another misuse right there. There, man's domination and human advances and the attainments of civilization were not made through his own conquering. Um, but I wanted, with the comment I wanted to make was that in addition to your example of technology, I wanted to add this idea of efficiency. For example, a lot of our uh, advances in civilization are due to the fact that our something is in our life has been made easier or more efficient, reduce the hardship in getting it. Um, so I'm thinking of um, a civilization, not just meaning technology, but anything that makes our life easier and more efficient can have huge consequences, negative consequences, which is also a misuse of um, it's a misuse of the gifts that God gives us. I know I'm not making myself clear,
yeah, I think
but
I
it seems like yeah, go ahead.
no. Complete uh, your thought.
Well, so I'm very sensitive to, as maybe many of us are, to our um our influence on the climate, on the environment. Our human actions have had devastating consequences on the environment, and it's because we took the gift of civilization and we misused those gifts in the name of profit, in the name of efficiency, and that hasn't really made our lives better. It just made us more materialistic and more destructive to the environment. So another way to misuse our gifts from the creator is greediness and efficiency. How can I do this bigger, better, faster? But the result is uh, an unimaginable destruction to our earth, our very resources that were the sources of the gifts. So I just wanted to, those are some of my thoughts. It wasn't just technology, but it was about overall how we are pretty destructive creatures, with no thought whatsoever to the fact that we're abusing these gifts from our creator. That's what I was trying to say.
Do you think it may include the ideology spread, for example, through social media nowadays?
Yeah, social media is a part of it. I'm an older person, so I see these changes, these destructive changes happening way before social media. It's our almost like this human nature. Uh, we took this, many of us took this path of bigger, better, faster, more efficient. I'm just thinking of the meat we eat, for example.
Mhm.
People don't like to think about the meat we eat, where it comes from, how it was. how it got to our table, but the reality is that 1 million cattle are slaughtered every day in the United States. And years ago, it was 10 times less than that. Do we really need all that um, extra meat? Do we really need all these latest gadgets? It's sort of like we've just completely lost sight of what we need from what we want. And I think the consequences have been devastating. That's what I want to say.
Yeah. This is the negative side of it. For example, using playing with the genes,
Yes,
we developed some tools to see what's going on in the cell of an animal or plant, now changing the genes
hmm,
and also modifying everything according to more productions. So uh, uh, trying to change the way normally God creates if human beings did not interfere with it. So what we change it out of our greed, we see that production increased by hormones or other uh, chemicals.
exactly, exactly.
So these are all again civilizations uh, exploit. Now human beings are given this ability to investigate into the way the universe is created and learn uh, amazing things, discover how wonderful the creation is. Rather than admiring at the creation and acknowledging its creator, how wonderful, how miraculously the things are created by the all-powerful creator, all knowledgeable creator, all wise creator. What we do, we just misuse it in order to satisfy our caprices. So uh, that is how we cannot find any real food which doesn't have any uh, chemical effect on it, hormones or something, where even they say this organically grown, but already the seeds that they use is spoiled. So that is misuse of, again, I would say, misuse of our knowledge and the technique that we are playing. So it doesn't mean everything is bad, but human beings are mostly using them for the wrong purposes or uh, in the harmful way. But we are having some useful things as well. For example, I am happy I have the computer working and having our discussion with you here. But at the same time, there are I mean, everywhere we cannot find harmless food anymore. That is what we have to be aware of it. So this is what I think. Did you mean this expansion from technological devices?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah, everything actually.
yes, exactly.
So we can continue, inshallah, if anyone else would like to say anything or share. Otherwise, we can continue.
Okay. O human beings, since the reality of the matter is thus, Give up egotism and arrogance. With the tongue of seeking help, proclaim your impotence and weakness at the divine court, and by expressing your entreaty and supplication, your poverty and need, show that you are his slave. Say, God is enough for us, for he is the best disposer of affairs, and rise in degree.
Yeah, acknowledge the authority. That's what I understood. So present your neediness and not misuse it. When he gives to you, not misuse it. And be aware that everything is provided by him. So I feel confidence in myself. If I understand that everything is, whatever I have been given is his blessings to me, I would comfortably say that God is enough for me. He is the one who disposes everything. Everything is under his control. So this realization makes me feel that my existence, my needs are attached to the owner of the universe. Anytime I have anything, can you imagine? This understanding is so wonderful. We have to keep it fresh in our minds. I am receiving it from whatever I receive. It is the gift from the creator of the universe. That understanding, so comforting, so relaxing, so satisfactory for human beings, for human needs. I say, Alhamdulillah, this understanding, because my nature, the way I am created, my reality needs infinite security in my existence. That is how I am created with. And nothing can provide infinite confidence in my existence. Only the one who creates the universe. If I connect my existence to him, then I feel confidence. I'm not going to be just thrown away out of existence when I die. No, it can't be. That must be a transformation of my residence, if you like. We are all tenants in this world. Tenants. So the landlord, landlord is the owner of the universe, demonstrating and presenting himself to us as he is an absolute being. So when he takes you out of this universe, he is an absolute being. He must have a reason. He must have wisdom in doing so, because he gave me the need for it. So it is very, very satisfactory. God is enough for us, Hasbunallah. It is very important to feel secure. Otherwise, whatever we do, definitely it's going to end, and we know that. It cannot satisfy human needs at all. Now the subject changed. Okay, that's what I have to share.
Okay, let me continue.
Mhm.
Also, do not say, I am nothing. What importance do I have that the universe should purposefully be made subject to me by an absolutely all-wise one, and universal thanks required of me?
Mhm.
Because for sure, you are as though nothing with respect to your soul and form, but from the point of view of duty and rank, you are an observant spectator of this majestic universe, an eloquent, articulate spokesman of these beings so full of wisdom, a discerning reader of this book of the universe, a supervisor of these creatures full of wonder at their glorifications, and like a foreman of all these beings, full of respect for their worship.
Now, the subject slightly changed, and how we say the owner of the universe is giving me these things that I have, whatever it is, everything in this world which satisfies me. And comes to your mind, who are you? This is a very good, legitimate human question. I am nothing. Yeah. Would you like to make some comment on it? It's a very interesting paragraph.
Well, it's done. Nursey has sort of taken a 180, and instead of saying, "Well, I'm so powerful and so knowledgeable," on the flip side, don't say, "Well, okay, then on the other hand, I'm nothing. What importance do I have?" So Nursey is saying, "Well, the importance that you have is the potential to do all these things." And then he kind of lists them the way you have them bolded here in the text. You are created with the potential to be an observant spectator of this majestic universe, an articulate spokesman of beings, uh, a discerning reader of the book of the universe, a supervisor of these creatures, and in fact, you're like a foreman who is responsible for the beings you've been basically put in charge of, and should respect all these beings, not abuse them.
Yeah. So we are, as I have written my notes, we are created with the potential to be an observant spectator, spokesman, reader, supervisor, foreman of foreman of everything. And we are expected to respond back to the one who created me with this potential and present universal things to the creator, because universal potentiality given to us, we can comprehend the universe with our potentiality, understand. Not bodily, yes, we are nothing, almost nothing. But spiritually, we are everything. We can communicate with the whole universe and benefit from the way it is beautifully created, meaningfully created, and communicate with it, benefit from it. So we have to respond back. How? With universal things, presenting our universal things to him, to the responding it. But why the universal things? Why do we have, or how we can really present our universal things? Any thought about it? How can I present universal? I can say, I am thankful, I am thankful. But how can I say universe-wise?
I
And
would human capacity is much more than what we observe. So we have observation in our life.
Mhm.
more than, let's say, the sky or the birds, which I was hearing chirping. So you can make out like who is taking care of all those things in the universe. I can extend my capacity beyond, goes more than the universe, basically.
Okay.
My imagination is there, my observation is there, and my feelings are like immense. I mean, it's not just personally that I experience, but I can see other beings also being taken care of.
Yes, that is all correct. How can I present my universal things to the one who has given me the universe at my disposal, utilizing it? When
Acknowledging our creator.
acknowledging.
Yeah, Farah has written something in the chat box too about acknowledging acknowledgement, I think, of the source of our existence.
Now, what do you that I think this is the answer. I am expecting, but I don't know right or wrong, but that's my expectations. Our things. Who do you mean your thing? Our. Who are you talking about?
Are you referring to acknowledging the source of creation?
Yes, but our creator. What this our pronoun refers, what does the pronoun refer to?
Our creator, meaning the hour, what does it refer to? I'm not sure.
Everything in the universe, along with myself.
Fariha?
Every created being, in a way.
Yeah. We are getting now. Fariha?
Speaking on behalf of the whole creation, so just building upon what was shared earlier, like I have the capacity to acknowledge the needs of every created thing, like looking at the clouds or the birds. Human beings are made in such a way you can expand. I mean, your capacity can encompass the needs of all creation. And so our means collectively, the human being becomes the vicegerent and can speak on behalf of all creation.
On behalf of all creation. Farah said, wrote, acknowledging each aspect of human experience by referring to its source. That is, each aspect of human experience, we acknowledge it. But do you think this is enough of Farah, universal things, or as Fariha and earlier on, all the speakers and Asim, it is we have to present consciously to the Creator on behalf of other creatures, because, as Fariha said, we have a universal capacity. We can communicate. For example, would you like to give any example? How can I expand and present my, things to the Creator on behalf of another creature? Anybody? On behalf of another practical example. Let's make it, the time is up. Let's make it more practical. For example, you have your children, you have your brother, sister, your family, mother, father, whatever, and other creatures that say there is a cat in your house as well. And what else? Some plants in your house or on the street you see, I mean, somehow you are communicating with. When it rains, the plants grow. Can you say that, that is better? So plants must be happy now in the way that they are created. So thank God for sending the rain in order to aid the need of the plant. Thank God in order to create the food for the cat. Now it is happy. So it is digestive system is working perfectly, healthy. Thank you for giving health because I feel happy. If the cat was suffering, I wouldn't feel happy. So communicate through the things that we are interacting in the universe. Don't say that I am taking care of my child. But we have to be aware that thank you, God, for employing me with the sense and opportunities to feed this baby. Otherwise, the baby would die. So I am very happy that he is alive. When the baby dies, I am unhappy. And communicating with them, interacting with them. So we can, time is up. It's a beautiful subject. We can expand our being thankfulness by using our infinite capacity, understanding what is going on in the universe, seeing that everything, the needs of everything in the universe is provided by the one who created the universe. And say that I am presenting the happiness of all the creatures you created when you satisfy their needs. That is why we say in prayer, it is beautiful, this section Fatiha that we are advised to read in each unit of the prayer is amazing, amazing. So we say, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin. We don't say, Alhamdulillahi Rabbi, you gave me food today. No, Alhamdulillahi, the Lord of the whole universe. You take care of everything. I acknowledge it on behalf of the element, everything in the universe, and say, İyyâke na'budu. All of us are in need of you, declaring our neediness to you and announcing your qualities manifested in our existence. And continues, وَإِيَّاكَ نَسْتَعِينَ. All of us are receiving the aid, help, only from you. You are satisfying our existence. You are satisfying our needs. Although I am a person, single person, I can say, İyyâke na'budu. On you alone, they translated. You alone we worship, we announce, when we declare, we admire your qualities. And you alone, from you alone, we are expecting the help, or we are getting the help. So this is a summary representation of universal things required of us. That is why we should not devaluate ourselves. We should not reduce our existence to only bodily existence. We have to be very careful not to reduce our existence to body, but understand our spiritual, infinite spiritual quality. Try to activate it, be consciously use it, and consciously present our thankfulness to our Creator, the Creator of the universe. That's what I meant. Our Creator, I wanted to say, the Creator of the universe only, not only Creator of human beings. Of course, it is the most essential one, but not only. Thank you. That's what I got. Any more? Anyone? So I think the time is up even more. So we have to stop here, right? Anyone?
Yes, no, this is a good place to stop, and thank you so much for that
Yeah.
explanation. It expands our understanding a lot. Thank you.
Yeah, mashallah. So every human being in Islamic culture, every human being is regarded as valuable as the universe is. That is why we have the capacity, we are given the capacity, and we are given the capacity to respond back to the creator of the universe on behalf of the universe. That expansion is great, and we have to be very thankful to God by giving us this capacity and opportunity. Alhamdulillah. That is only possible through belief in God. Those people who don't believe in God reduce themselves to only body, matter, meaningless matter. Happened to be accidentally. It's incredible, disgusting. Dishonoring the human beings. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم وآخر دعواهم أن الحمد لله